Hi there. So in my last video, talking about my minimal dog care, calling myself the dog minimalist, I talked about just some, things that I don't do that other people seem to do, and I'm certainly not trying to say what other people do is the wrong thing. I'm just saying that I've noticed that I don't do much of what other people do. So I was talking about things like uh, feeding dogs and toys in the house and dressing your dog and engaging with your dog. Just some simple things that I had to say about that. And, again, it's not about right or wrong. It's just about what I do compared to what I notice other people do. And so this second video now is along the same line, except I'm going to talk about some other things that are maybe a little bit more controversial. The first thing is, I don't vaccinate my dogs. Now, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't. What I'm saying is that I don't. Most of the dogs that come here, well, all of the dogs that come here and have done over the years are usually adult dogs, or at least young dogs, not puppies. So I'm aware that they've already had their vaccinations and, maybe even multiple vaccinations. And so if they come here with a health problem, which they almost always do, then that's the end of the line for vaccines, as far as I'm concerned, because if the dog's already got a health problem, I don't want to vaccinate. So that's just me. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just telling you what I do, or don't do in this case. Now, as far as puppies are concerned, well, Teddy was the only puppy that we've had here over the years, but puppy vaccinations, well, I think maybe they're necessary. But after that, again, Teddy had no vaccines his whole life. So I don't vaccinate because it seems to me, and this is just an observation on my part, that the people I've known over the years that have had problems with their dog's health, and so I'm going to maybe point to things like allergies. I find that those things don't happen so much with dogs that aren't vaccinated regularly. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So I don't vaccinate my dogs. Yes, I don't vaccinate my dogs. I also don't give them any kind of chemical pest control. So things like Advantage or Revolution or Bravecto or any of those other things that have to do with fleas and ticks and heartworm. I don't do any of that stuff. I think it's very toxic. I'll just find other ways to deal with it. My dogs, I don't ever see fleas here. Like, my dogs never have fleas. And I think that's just because they're basically healthy. They're just healthy. They don't have problems, any kind of problems. So, so I don't ever have a flea problem. Ticks are another story. Occasionally, very occasionally, I might find a tick on the dog, but I check my dogs every day, especially during the peak tick part of the year, which would be spring and fall. Over the summer when it's extremely hot, ticks seem to be less of a problem, and in the winter, I know they're still there, but they're not that much of a problem. And I think there's some more natural ways that you can deal with that whole problem of fleas and ticks, and so I don't do any of that stuff because I feel like those remedies are extremely toxic, and just over time not good for the dog. I know they tell you they're safe, but I don't, I don't see how that can possibly be. I just don't see how you can possibly be giving your dogs pesticides, essentially, over the course of their lifetime and expect that not to have some impact on your dog's health. So I don't do that stuff. I don't vaccinate. I don't give my dogs any chemical pest control products. And it works for me. My dogs don't have health problems, ever. As I keep saying in other videos, dogs come here with health problems. So I fix health problems. I don't create health problems. And that's one of the ways that I've found over all these years that's helpful. Just don't add to the dog's toxic load. I also don't give my dogs drugs or pharmaceuticals for any reason, which is not to say that I never have, but that would have been under sort of extreme circumstances. If I can find a natural remedy or herbal remedy or some other kind of remedy, if I need one, if I can find, well, I know of lots, then I use them here. I have herbs for herbs and herbal combinations that I use for specific conditions, and some other natural products that I use in place of and as an alternative to drugs and pharmaceuticals. Because again, I'm not saying they don't have their place. They absolutely have their place. Don't make a mistake about that. But I'm certainly not here running to the vet every time I have a question about something that has to do with my dog's health. But then on the other hand, I never have questions about that. So I guess I'm okay. I don't have to go. We don't go to the vet because we just simply don't need to. I like my vet here. They're good anytime I've needed them over the years. They certainly help me out. But I go there when I need them and not for really any other reason at all. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out as part 2 of my minimal dog care. The first part having to do with things that were just kind of lifestyle related. And this second one here that has more to do with the medical aspect of dog care. So I'll just leave that one with you to think about. Again, this is just me. You don't have to do what I do. But I just thought I should tell you because I get asked about these things. And so I'm just putting it in this video so you can hear what I have to say about it. Okay? Take care.